Miami Dolphins restructured some contracts today, trying to make some cap space. Finally have Connor Williams' contract, so we can talk about that. And I don't want to talk about it. I'm going to talk about it. There's something in the media involving the Dolphins that I will address. Let's jump into this. What is up, Finn fans? Yes, I got a lot to talk about today. On a day that was fairly quiet in the Miami Dolphin world, I have a lot to talk about. So we're going to jump into that. First and foremost, though, I do have to shout out two new patrons in Kamal Harvey and Andrew Galnars. I hope I said your name right. I do apologize if I pronounce it wrong. I will start, again, for the patrons, I'm going to start making your specific videos. I couldn't get that word out. Not only helping with production stuff, if you guys want to start your own channel, but maybe some, newsworthy stuff that I don't want to spread too much on. Maybe I'm going to start posting it over there. I don't know yet, but to the patrons, thank you so much. And to the members, thank you so much for joining. Again, you have your own little special perks that mean a lot to me. And I'm going to give you guys some more too. So, well, other than that, let's jump into this real quick and talk about what's happening today. So essentially, the Miami Dolphins converted Byron Jones $13.255 million into a signing bonus. So essentially creating $10.6 million in cap space. They needed it. Again, we don't know the money situation with Teron Armstead. So when that happens, we'll figure that out. And they also, Clayton Fedulum as well, they reworked his contract, saving us $750,000 in cap space. Probably did the same thing, gave him a signing bonus. And, so it seems like Clayton Fedulum's going to stick around. Not upset with that. Very good special teamer. Being a special teamer is underappreciated. So I really happy about that. So I'm going to look at the cap space right now because as we look right here, the Miami Dolphins are sitting at $16 million in cap space. And again, I don't know the semantics here. I'll click on it and I'll show you exactly why I keep saying I don't know. Because Connor Williams is up here finally. So we're going to look at his contract. I already looked at Cedric Wilson's. We already looked at Tyreek Hill's. Same with Teddy Bridgewater. Like, you can go back and look at, I broke down all the contracts for the new guys we brought in. They're very great team-friendly contracts, essentially 1 to 2 years, and then we have an option to move on from them. So same, bringing back a lot of the running backs that we had. But if you look down here, Teron Armstead, right, and even Sheldrick Redwine, who we just re-signed, I think, a few days ago. Nothing at all. Nothing. I can't tell you what his cap hit is or anything, which I think also is why the Dolphins right now are sitting at $16 million in cap space, because I think his contract and Redwine's contract haven't been added to the total yet. So maybe that's why, because he might be getting, I don't know, let's say $10 million this year. Because if you look, he's due roughly $15 million a year. So he might be getting $10 million this year, which means that the Dolphins might only have around $6 million in cap space. But again, I don't know. So we'll look at that. Also, Davonte Parker, real quick. Let me talk about him real quick before we get into Connor Williams' contract. Davonte Parker, there's a lot of talks about trading Davonte Parker and moving on from Davonte Parker. If you look here, his cap hit is 8.7 mil. His dead cap is 5.4. So the Dolphins would save about 3.3 million cutting him or trading him right now. But as you see there, as I hover over it, his post-June 1st release, it's a $2.7 million cap dead cap hit, which is a $6 million savings, essentially almost double the amount they would save. So if the Dolphins were to, like right now, if the Dolphins were to trade him, they'd save about 3.3 million. But if they wait till June 1st, or if they designate him as a June 1st cut, they would save 6 million. So I don't know what's going on with Davonte Parker. I know there are wide receiver needy teams out there, the Ravens, the Eagles, You know, you can just name any wide receiver team, needy team. Obviously, the Chiefs don't want him because I feel like that would have been thrown up in the Tyreek Hill trade instead of us sending one of the fourths or the sevenths or whatever we did. So, you know, I know a lot of people. I don't know if he fits the scheme, and especially now that we have Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, Cedric Wilson, all these guys, it seems like he's the odd man out. Especially bringing back Preston Williams. So he might be getting traded or released post June 1st because his contract is just that good. It just helps us a lot. And if you see Byron all the way down here now, his cap hit is only $5 million. It wasn't $5 million. So that's a big help. And if the Dolphins can help with this too, they can get themselves more with Xavier Howard, redo his contract, and then have it help this year. And then all of a sudden we have more cap space this year to potentially go after J.C. Treader. You know, Bobby Wagner met with the I know he met with the Ravens. I'm trying to remember who he met with before the Ravens. If you know, comment below. But again, I'll show you real quick. We'll do another roster management. Again, this is Spot Track. So go check them out. I have a membership with them. It's not expensive. So right now the cap space is around $3 million, if that's correct. Again, they probably factored in Teron Armstead's contract. But if we go down here and we go to Eric Rowe, say they release him, say they do bring in Tyrann Mathieu, the Honey Badger, come down here. They already got rid of Jesse Davis, and they already got rid of the wide receiver as well. Come down here, Durham Smythe, Andrew Van Ginkel, Zach Seiler, Sathan Carter. To me, it doesn't seem like there's a need to keep Sathan Carter, especially we have the fullback we have, so I don't understand why he's still on the team. Adam Shaheen, again, I don't really see a need there. Greg Little, I think those are the others. And then I had Jesse Davis, Alan Hearns, I think one other person. $13 million in cap space. So we'll see. We'll see. I think a lot of moves are going to start happening. I think you're going to see a lot of players get cut. Let's look at Connor Williams' contract, though. Signed a 2-year, $14 million, $8.5 million guaranteed, total guaranteed also. Average salary is $7 million, right? His cap hit this year is only $5 million. And if you look, it's a 2-year contract. He's getting $5 million this year, which essentially is you add the base salary, signing bonus, and roster, $5 million. Next year, he's due $8.3 million, but the Dolphins can cut him and save $5 million. So again, potential out. It's a 1-year contract for Connor Williams. And if Connor Williams shows that his holding and penalty issue is a problem or he doesn't pan out, yada, yada, the Dolphins can move on from him. If they draft somebody, they can move on from him. This is what I'm talking about with Chris Grier, right? Before, when I was like, his aggression, I'd like to see him be a little more aggressive, I always praised him for the contracts that he put together, whether it's him with the contracts or somebody else. The Dolphins are very good lately of putting good contracts together that get good young talent but have an out in their contract. They did it with Byron Jones, and they're doing it with Connor Williams, where even Cedric Wilson, I think we have him for about 2 years. Let me check. But I think we have him for about 2 years, and then we have an out on his contract. 2 years. Cap hit here of about $6 million. Cap hit here about $8 million, and then they get rid of him and save $8 million, $7 million, 7 point whatever million. 2 years. Very, very smart with the way they do their contracts. So yeah, Connor Williams is essentially a 1-year contract. I'm still waiting on Teron Armstead's contract to be released, but I think that's why it looks, when you look here on Spot Track, it says $16 million. I think it's because they're not putting in Connor Williams and Sheldrick Redwine. I don't know why I couldn't get that out. When you go to manage roster, all of a sudden it drops down to the $3 million, which is the estimated cap space when you add in all the players. So that's that, right? So now I want to talk about what everyone is talking about online, right? Let me pull up the tweet because it's all over the place. It's all over the place. If you haven't watched this video, you need to watch this video because this guy in the middle thinks that Tua. I'm just gonna play it for you guys.
Responded to that.
Oh yes, he had. I knew you were going. Ding, 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 ding. My turn. Let me jump off the.
About how the Dolphins should move on Tua, yada yada, and Marcellus Wiley just dropping facts that Tua has gotten better from year 1 to year 2. But the thing that everyone is talking about, and there's a lot of people disproving it, like Pat McAfee and, Ian Rappaport, who else? Barry Jackson's been disproving it right here. Report Brady working on a trade that would send him out of Tampa and down to Miami. And I'll read you what I said about it on the tweet. This is what I said. This was 8 hours ago. So, about noon. I said to this tweet, so let me get this straight. Comes out of retirement. Jensen goes back to Tampa for Brady. Bruce Arians says he wouldn't trade Brady, and if he did, it would be for multiple firsts. And players saying they're going back to Tampa for Brady. And there are people who are like, oh, this could happen. I could see this happening, which, believe what you want. I'm not telling you not to believe what you want. But I will be genuinely 1,000,000,000% shocked if the Miami Dolphins trade for Tom Brady. Now, people are associating and putting this together because of the report that's coming out from that radio station is the same guy who reported Tom Brady going to Tampa, that was 3 years ago? I think that was 3 years ago. So there's some like fluidity to it. There's he wasn't wrong about that. It doesn't mean he's right about this. But I will be shocked. It makes no sense. It's because the Dolphins are going hard to make a team that's going to win now. They were so close, 10-6, 9-8. They were so close. The offense was holding back the defense. So what did they do? They bring the defense back, and now they're like, the offense ain't going to be holding the defense back anymore because we're adding Teron Armstead, Cedric Wilson, Mostert, Edmonds, Tyreek Hill, Connor Williams, Kazicki's back. No more excuses. Let's light this MFer up. So they're like, the Dolphins are adding everyone. Let's say Tom Brady. Okay, that works. And everyone rides that horse. No, man. It makes no sense. No sense. And if it does, the most they better give him is a fourth. 1/4. Just 1/4. Not a first. Now, people will say, it was Tom flipping Brady. Tom Brady was vying for MVP last year. Okay, good for him. What sense does it make to go after Tom Brady? Because he's a better quarterback than Tua Tagovailoa. Did you not hear what Marcellus Wiley just said? Not saying he's better, but it's like, it makes no sense to me. And there are people who want to go after Tom Brady. There are people that want to go after other quarterbacks, and they're hoping and praying that they'll go after another quarterback because we missed out on Deshaun Watson. I don't say it as a miss out, but we missed out on Deshaun Watson. They have such a vendetta and such a one-sided look at the way that Tua has developed, because I do think he got better from year 1 to year 2, just like Marcellus Wiley said, that they want everyone and anyone but Tua to be the quarterback because they think he's that much worse. And I don't understand it. Now, is he inconsistent? 100%. Is he as good as Joe Burrow and Justin Herbert in year 1 and year 2? No. He ain't that bad. I'm interested to see what he can do in this offense because that man has no excuses. No excuses. Why do you think when they traded for Tyreek Hill, they gave 1 first and a bunch of 4ths and 6ths, and not any of the firsts next year? I'm hearing, again, I live in Jersey. I just heard on 101.9 Sports Radio that the Giants are interested in trading back and getting a first next year. So they have 2 firsts next year, just in case Daniel Jones doesn't work out this year. They can go after one of the quarterbacks in next year's draft because next year's draft is stacked with quarterbacks. Why do you think the Dolphins have 2 firsts next year? That's all I'm saying. But this whole Tom Brady situation, it just makes me laugh. Everyone hears it, then they jump on it. Tom Brady's going to Miami. Tom Brady's going to Miami. Watch. How long did we have to hear Deshaun Watson's going to Miami? Watch. All season. And it never happened. And then never happened in general. Not saying, there's circumstances that it would have or wouldn't have happened. And maybe I'll talk about that on the Patreon. But Tom Brady's not going to Miami. No, not at all. It just doesn't make sense to me to bring him in. Now, other quarterbacks, it's a horse of a different color because there's that rumor going around. I don't know, nor do I have any sources, but I wanted to address this Tom Brady situation because it's so funny, because it just doesn't make any sense for Tom Brady to come here. He came out of retirement, made this whole thing about going back to Tampa. Jensen then goes back to Tampa. Everyone's talking about one last ride in Tampa. I'm going to Miami. Psych, Jensen, gotcha. Even though maybe Dolphins would have wanted to sign you. Like, what sense does that make at all? It doesn't. It makes zero sense to me. But, yeah, that's what I got for you. Like I said, I'm going to start posting some videos to the Patreon. So to all you guys, thank you for joining. And you're going to be expecting some videos soon. But with going on here, I have so much planned. I'm going to start breaking down prospects, which we don't have a first and second round pick. I'm still going to do a live stream for the draft that Thursday, but if we don't get a first round pick back, which they still could. I'm not saying they won't, not saying they will, but they still could. I'll still live stream it. I might not do the whole thing like I did last time because the Dolphins kept trading back in 2020, but I'm going to still live stream, and I'm still going to do my top 5 prospects because I think some of them might be able to, some of the guys that I'm talking about might be there in the third that the Dolphins could take. We ain't taking a center. We ain't taking a linebacker. We ain't getting the top centers, linebackers, running backs, or anything because we ain't picking until the third round. I think 100th pick is our first pick. So I'm still going to break down those videos. I still have a lot to do. So hope you guys enjoy all these videos. Like I said, comment below. Let me know what you think about the whole Tom Brady situation. What do you think about the cap restructuring, Connor Williams contract, where we are in cap space? Who do you want that's still out there? Again, I keep hearing chatters and clamorings of the Dolphins aren't done. The Dolphins are looking at this, they're looking at that, they're going all in. Who would you want besides Tyrann Mathieu, besides J.C. Treader, besides Bobby Wagner? Those seem to be the big 3, right? And Tyrann Mathieu, it seems like it's like a Sam Madison thing. He was his coach at KC, so he's trying to get him to come. It'd be for like probably barely anything, and he needs to realize that he's not coming to be the star safety. He'll probably be an inbox safety and probably be for nothing. Bobby Wagner, I haven't heard anything of him coming here. And J.C. Treader has been quiet. He hasn't met with any teams, and no one seems to show any interest in him. Under the radar. Go grab him. But comment below. Let me know what you guys think. I will see you tomorrow, or if breaking news happens tonight, you obviously get a video. But I'll see you guys tomorrow. And if not tomorrow, Monday. I'm going to breathe for the next 2 days unless breaking news happens. And then you get a video. But other than that, guys, like usual, stay classy. And fins up.